Set. Go.
Hey everybody. I have a question. How many of you are either a woman with hair or know a woman who has hair? Show of hands. Okay, so this may just be relevant to you because I'm going to tell you about Madison-Reed. Madison-Reed is an e-commerce company that specializes in hair care products. Their flagship product being a do-it-yourself, do-it-at-home hair coloring kit that you can purchase on a subscription basis, so you never have to go back to the store to get your hair coloring. I have experience in e-commerce as well as in the beauty industry, so that's why I chose Madison-Reed, and I actually landed an interview with them a few weeks back, and I'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. Looking at the competitive landscape for Madison-Reed, it's dinosaurs and wigs. No, it's dinosaurs is mostly what they're up against. So it's a lot of legacy, slow-moving, kind of bloated, slow-respond companies like Clairol and Garnier are a couple examples. We also have some copycats like eSalon, which is doing the exact same thing that Madison-Reed is doing, slightly different, but same business model. And then just qualitatively speaking for the competitive landscape, a lot of them are using content on their website, particularly social, to help build their brand, and they're doing it in all these different and interesting ways. Madison-Reed, I felt their website wasn't really doing that in the most engaging way compared to the competition. The key personas that I identified that I would want to target really quickly are, I've nicknamed them DIYs, or women who are currently coloring their hair at home. They're probably buying some cheap kit that they got at CVS. It smells like chemicals, it stains everything. We want to convert them to Madison-Reed because it's a better product and a better experience. Saloners are women who go to the salon. They spend a lot of money to get their hair colored, and we want them to convert Madison-Reed because they're going to spend a lot less money and they're going to have just as good of a result. First-timers are women who want to color their hair, but they're intimidated, they're afraid, they don't want to botch their hair. We want to convert them to Madison-Reed because Madison-Reed has unprecedented support. They walk you through the process, and you're going to get a great result. Madison-Reed's pain point, which I know because of the interview I had with them, is not this murder scene here, but just they have people who are averse to giving the product a shot. So it's that initial trial of the product. That is their pain point. Women do not want to botch their hair. They don't want to just roll the dice on their hairdo. So that's the big pain point. That's the big hurdle that they're trying to get past. So definitely when looking at success metrics for Madison-Reed, new customer acquisition is going to be number one. Their customer service is fantastic. Their products are fantastic. They're very confident that once they get that person in, they're going to get a repeat customer. And then also the subscription model, because that extends the lifetime value of the customer. So they really want to get people enrolled in the subscriptions. So the product that I would consider would have to address those two things. And then also looking at the NPS score as well. It's already pretty good. We want to make sure that whatever product is either keeping it where it is, or increasing it. So looking at the opportunity to kind of kill two birds with one stone, to add content to the site as well as add the social engagement, want to add an Instagram module to the bottom of the product pages that will pull in content, and women who have certain hair types can look at other women out there in the world who have tried the products, and it's empirical evidence that the products work. It's easy to use. Women can testify that it doesn't have this harsh chemical smell. It didn't stain up their whole bathroom. I was able to validate this by interviewing some women, and they did confirm, in fact, that if they were to see other pictures of women who had done the same thing and had great results and had great looking hair, they would be much more inclined to give it a shot. So looking at the MVP, just some of the user stories that I would want to introduce. So as a user, I want to be able to interact with the module. So by hovering over it, I would want to see the Instagram pictures expand so that I could see slightly more detail about the pictures. As a user, when I click on one of the pictures, I would want to see it expand fully so I could see all the detail in the picture. And then also, as a user of a certain hair color or hair type, I would want to be able to see a feed that is curated to me based on the hair type or hair color of the actual page that I'm on. So for example, redheads. If I'm on a page for redheaded hair color, the feed would be curated to redheads. And we'd be using a Wizard of Oz approach here, where there would actually be a customer service rep or someone who's actually curating that feed. It wouldn't be based on an algorithm or some back-end logic or something like that initially, and then if we prove it later, we would build it out that way. So in terms of launching the feature, we would want to be messaging out on Instagram, obviously. So we would have our hair colorist specialists who are in-house message out on Instagram and try to engage people to try to use the feature, letting them know that their picture could show up on the website. We would also want to do some promos and try to gamify it so that women who share their experiences would be more inclined to post on Instagram and have their features, their profiles and their pictures show up on the website. So looking at the wireframes, this is very zoomed out. I'm going to zoom in a second here, but this is the product page. Here we have the banner, we have the product rows here, and again, using Redhead as an example, we would have the Instagram module down here. I didn't want to do just like a boring grid, so I kind of broke it up with some bigger images. And then here we have one of the hover states, and then another hover state for one of the smaller images, and then the actual image popping out when clicked on. And then here it is zoomed in. There's one of the hover states, there's another hover state, and then there it is popped out. And when we launch the product, we're going to want to obviously measure the customer acquisition rate. We want to get that up 10%, and we want to look at it based on how many people interacted with the module versus how many people did not interact with the Instagram module. Same thing for the subscription. How many people signed up for subscription? We want to try to get that up about 20%, and that's again based on how many people interacted with the module versus how many did not. And we're also going to look at the NPS score to make sure that customer service is still there and people are feeling good about the brand. And then from there, we're going to decide, do we want to build this out more fully so that it has the logic, so it's its own curated feed, we don't need a customer service rep sitting there, or is it not contributing to customer acquisition at all? And we could sunset it from there. And that is it. You all live long and prosper.
Great, thank you.